Peace, all. Welcome back to another edition of Story Time with Dale Jr. Listen, for everybody who don't know, my mission in life is to spread the kingdom of God through the power of purpose, right? To help people get to that predestined spot in their life that God meant for them, because we were all put here for a direct purpose. We were all sitting here for a direct mission to solve a problem that he knew that the world was going to have, that he put in us to solve. Understand what I'm saying? And champions solve problems. Champions find new ways to win. And in this community, that's what we do. We reach one and we teach one, and then we just keep it going, right? And what I want to do while I got the biggest platform available to me, and when I say platform, I mean this thing called life, right? This thing called life is precious, and we don't know when it's going to pause. You know, we don't know. So we got to try to do the best we can to do what we was put here to do, why we here, why we got this good time, why we got this health, man. Because we done all been in certain situations and seen certain things happen where, man, one day it was this and the next day it was that. Like, dang, what happened? And then before we know it, the life is just a blur. You understand what I'm saying? Life could be just a blur. So while I'm here, I want to use this platform of this thing called life to get as many of you to your purpose as possible. And I got some proven techniques that I know if I'm able to get you in this community, get you in these programs and walk it out with you one step at a time, that eventually you go arrive to that purpose, right? But it's all about preparation. It's all about what you do with your free time. Understand what I said? I know it's busy. I know you got your work. I know you got your family. I know you're trying to do this. I know you're trying to do that. I am too. But one of my biggest pledges coming into the 2023 was that I was going to continue to discover my purpose, right? Because it comes in layers, y'all. When you find it, it's just going to keep intensifying. You're going to notice that God take you to a different level of your purpose, right? He just give it to you in a little kitty-sized serving. How you got to feed your babies when they're young. You don't just feed them off that rough stuff. You feed them with that nasty stuff that they do all that for you about. When they get a taste of it, they don't really like it, right? So it's just like, that's the same thing for us. Sometimes when we get a taste of it, because our purpose is not for us. You got to remember that your purpose is not for you. It's for others. So when you first get your taste of it, you may not like it at first because it may be uncomfortable for you, or you may find it like when you finally discover it, you may say, I've been doing this my whole life. This is cool. Like, I can continue to do this now, God. Now at that point, I need you to pray and say, God, like, what's the next phase of this purpose you got for me? You understand what I'm saying? And for me, it's to continue to discover my purpose, to get better at this thing, to serve as many as people as I can, and help as many people as they can discover their purpose. But a lot of it, y'all, is like reading in between the lines, right? You got to read in between the lines of this thing called life, right? You can't rush to judgment in this thing called life, right? Because judgment is saved for a specific time. Now, don't get me wrong. We all judge. No matter how hard we try not to, we all judge at some point in time, right? We do that. But you got to be careful, right? You know, so it's the reason why you may meet somebody one time, you might not like them, but you meet them in another season of their life, and it's like, wow. Or you've been amongst this person seeing this person for so long, they never pique your curiosity, and then it's just like, wow, one day they pique your curiosity. That's what purpose is all about, man. And you never know when it's going to come, right? But y'all know how I get out. Listen, before I go any further, 4 minutes in, I'm very, 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 very thankful for everybody that's been coming along, all y'all new subscribers. Let's get this thing, baby. Look, I'm on the road to grow this thing in levels and phases, right? The seed been planted in the dirt, and I'm not turning back now. I'm just going to continue to water it. So let's continue to build this thing. I need y'all to share this thing with me. For as many people as you feel in your heart, go share it. Go like, subscribe for me if it's your first time here, right? But I want to read what I wrote down for y'all. Listen, and it's like you got to read your life from in between the lines, right? Read your life in between the betrayal and all the hurt you ever experienced. Go back sometime. Listen, I know I say they don't go back sometime, but go back to your childhood. Because a lot of times where we at right here, right now in life, It's either something that did or did not happen in our childhood, right? We didn't feel loved enough. We didn't feel like this person was there enough. Or this person wronged us, right? One of the biggest, when you think about fears, right? They say, have no fears, you fear God. One of the biggest fears I have, and I thought about this, but I was watching some earlier too, and I was like, dang, need to be on the same frequency of these people. One of the biggest fears I had is for an outside force to have more influence over my children than I do, right? Because we living in a world where these kids ain't more mature than we was when we was young. They just more, they got more at their disposal. You understand what I'm saying? I got 3 kids. 2 of them that I really get to spend time with, and I really get to see how they moving. I mean, it'll be TikTok out, it's YouTube this and it's YouTube that, right? But the influence can be a scary, scary thing, right? To be a part of somebody's life that used to dream so big, that used to have so much lofty goals, and then to see now that it's just so dumbed down. It's just no goals, no ambition. I don't know what I want out of life. That could be a scary thing. And when you realize it's coming from a negative influence, it's scary and it's sad, right? To like go to having one of the best bonds in the world that you could ever have in your life, to just have it zap. Understand what I'm saying? Zap. So it's like influence, y'all. Be careful with the influence that you have. Use the influence that you have in a positive light to impact so many people in a positive light that we go enhance mankind, right? That we go have people dreaming, that we go have people believing that they can reach their goals, that they can find their purpose, that they can do anything in life that they put this thing here to, right? I got off track and I'm sorry, but you got to read your life from in between the lines, in between the betrayal, any kind of betrayal that you might have felt in your life. Betrayal can be a confidence killer, a dream killer, and all that, right? Because betrayal will have you with some real tears in your eyes, some real death, but betrayal can also birth a beast, right? It was at some of the lowest points in my life when I really felt some inspiration. Right? When you see what I'm saying? So you can take betrayal from either side of the fence, and that's yours to define, right? But read your life and be between that betrayal, in between the loss. You know what I'm saying? You may have lost somebody close to you. Somebody may have just decided they didn't want to be a part of your life no more, right? They wanted to break off the relationship, break off the engagement, break up the marriage, right? All the obstacles that come your way. When you feel like you took all them steps forward, right? And then something drag you back, right? But then you say like, man, I ain't tripping. I'm finna keep climbing, right? But as you keep climbing and you reach on top of that mountain keep getting higher, right? And then you climb on it again, and then that mountain get higher, right? That just cause some obstacles. And you keep walking that thing, and you keep walking that thing, and you keep walking that thing. And if you keep doing that, and you refuse to give up, listen. When you refuse to give up, some magic happen. Y'all know like the magic happen when you refuse to give up, right? But live life in between your fears. Live life in between your insecurities, right? Because listen, what you think is the biggest burden could be your biggest blessing in disguise. I want to say that again. What you think may be your biggest burden in your life could be your biggest blessing in your life. Do you understand what I'm saying? I got to blow the whistle when I need y'all attention. Because whatever you going through, you looking at it as a burden. And I know it may feel that way. It may have you losing sleep. It may have you not divulging yourself in some of your favorite activities. Right? It may have you doing some of all these things. It may have you stressed out, depressed. You don't know. I want to tell you that this could be the biggest blessing in your life. Now I'm trying to tell you is when you got to dig deep and ask God, what are you trying to teach you? What are you trying to show you? Like, why are you bringing me here? And then Fall back and pay attention to those signs I be telling y'all. Repeated numbers, animals, the same events happening, seeing some of the same people, seeing some of the same things in y'all TV shows, right? Hearing some of the same sermons. Coming on here watching me and I'm repeating some of the same thing because repetition is a good and faithful teacher. Understand what I'm saying? Understand what I'm saying? So let your faith be unmovable in this season. Let your faith be unmovable in this season. No matter what you're going through in this season, let your faith be unmovable in this season, right? Let your faith remain unmovable as you continue to discover your purpose, right? And that's what I'm here for. I want to help you do that. Listen, I invite you to visit my website, www.packhorsecompany.com, baby. Visit my website. Look around there. I just invite you to do that. And if you like what you're reading, you like what you're seeing, it's a tab there. Reach out to me. Schedule your appointment with me. I want to sit down with you. I want to set up a game plan with you and how we can walk this thing out for you, one step at a time, to get you closer to your purpose. All 2023 and beyond. While God continue to give me this time on this earth, I'm going to help as many people get closer to their purpose as possible, baby. Because I know it's possible. And I want you to see the best in you, the greatest side of you. You hear me? I'm out of here, baby. Peace, success, and prosperity. You have now experienced another day of